Let's move to the Sunday night game, the Chiefs and the Denver Broncos, a game that was flexed into Sunday night in favor of the Seahawks 49ers game. And look, the Broncos had been 6-5. The Broncos have a defense that has worked from time to time against Patrick Mahomes. Their offense has been better than expected this year. This was the moment for Teddy Bridgewater to kind of establish himself, and yada, yada, yada. It didn't go that way for the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs continue to work their way out of that early season hole and continue to establish themselves as what we expected them to be. One of the best teams in the AFC, Mike.
Oh yeah, I mean, so every leading team now in I believe in the AFC, like I said, they're sitting at 8-4, and I don't know, are they taking over this division because they're a great team, or are they taking over this division because this division is just kind of all over the place? You know, we know the hot start that obviously the Raiders had that certainly has cooled off here. We see what the Chargers have done. We just talked about that, obviously. And Denver, what direction were they going to go? You know, it was a defensive-led team without question. And, you know, you gave up, 22 points last night. Isn't the worst thing in the world, but your offense, obviously your offense didn't play that well. Plus, the Kansas City defense, which had been awful earlier in the year, they have certainly turned it around. That's been as important as anything else. Everybody head-scratching over the fact that, you know, Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw for over 200 yards, or Patrick Mahomes has already doubled his interception total from last year. But you got to look at that defense and what they're doing right now. 3 turnovers, 3 fourth-down stops, 1 pick six, and, you know, to help seal the win, they got toward the end of the game. So it's that defense that has really kind of been stepping up well for Kansas City, as Kansas City still tries to get a hold of that offense. You know, they ran the ball decent last night, but we keep wondering, are you gonna be that team again? You know, is it going to happen? Actually, they didn't. I'm sorry, it was my bad. They did not run the ball well last night. So you're still looking for the big play on offense. Mahomes just throws for 184 yards in this one and has another interception. So when they put up, I think, 40-something a few weeks ago, and basically declared like, okay, we're back now, we fixed it, I think we were all like, hold on, you know, it's not just going to come back like that. And it isn't. You may get we talked about it then, you may get a one-off like that every now and then. But for the most part, you're kind of seeing what you're seeing here. This offense is playing okay right now, which when you say that is really underachieving given the talent that the offense has, that they are underachieving. But again, kudos to the defensive side of the ball to step up. And I still can't believe Denver had, a 20-play drive? What was it, a 20-play drive, almost 12 minutes, and came away with nothing? How do you come away with no points on a drive that long? It blows my mind.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. That drive began early in the second quarter. 12:16 left before halftime. Kansas City up 10-3. It's that drive that went all the way down to 109. And on 4th and 2 from the Chiefs' 8, the Broncos went for it with a run up the middle. They got stoned. And again, this is the tension between old school and analytics. And I can understand when you're inside the opponent's 10 and you go for it on 4th down there in the normal course of the game. The reasoning for that is they're not going to take a lot of chances offensively. You're going to get the ball back again, most likely on a punt with a fairly short field. But when there's a minute left in the half, that's not a factor. I think just psychologically going into the locker room 10-6 is more of a lift than 10-3, and they went for all of it. They wanted it to be 10-10. I get it, but I just think to put all that work in, all that effort in, hold the ball for that long, and to come up with nothing and to go into the locker room 10-3, that was kind of a psychological blow that the Broncos couldn't recover from.
Yeah, that's a tough call. And I can see Vic Fangio. Listen, that guy's been around for a while. You know, for him to maybe have the thought process of, we just went 19 plays, we're inside the 10, we're going to pay this thing off. You know, we're not going to settle for a field goal. We're going to try and get 7. We put too much effort into this drive. So there can be an argument on that side, but the other side is, man, take the points. You know, when you can get the points, to take the points and to go in. I agree, 10-6, and I know you wanted, everybody would, for the Denver side, would want it to be 10-10. I certainly would have taken the points there. I'd get any points I can at any point in the game that you can. But, you know, that mentality of, man, 19 plays, we've driven this far, let's finish this thing in the end zone. I could see that as well, and I could see the players wanting to do that on the offensive side of the ball. They were the ones that were out there for 19 plays to say, let's try and finish this thing off with a touchdown.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.